Stess White here. Welcome to Think Big, Act Small in August. We're up to day, let me think this through. I think it's day 13 we're up to today. I might have got that wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Every weekday morning during August, I will be live here on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter with a short series called Think Big, Act Small in August. My name's Stess White. I believe the world needs more great places to work. I'm the founder and chief guide at a safe online space called the Culture is Everything Club. The Culture is Everything Club exists to help leaders of service-based businesses learn the skills, grow the confidence, and be supported to become the very best leader they can be to ultimately create a business that they're proud of. If you are here with me, please say hello in the comments. I'd love to know you're here. I'd love to know where you're tuning in from. I'd love you to get involved if you'd like. The ways to get involved are, of course, type in the comments live, type in the comments if you're on the replay, and or send me an email if you're interested. Tristan@tristanwhite.com.au is the place to find me. Jeffrey is here. Jeffrey says, good morning. Good morning. Actually, he corrects himself to say good morning. Hello, Jeffrey. Nice to have you with us. Matt McEwen's here. G'day, Matt. Nice to have you with us on a Wednesday morning. And Ives is here. G'day, Ives. Nice to have you with us at Think Big, Act Small in August. Nice to see you guys here. Now, this series is about a short, sharp video about an idea, a thought, a concept that will help us service-based leaders and entrepreneurs grow, connect, and hopefully think big for a moment and then consider how we can act small and put that idea into life and into play. Now, yesterday we talked about the concept of vulnerability and authenticity as leaders. Specifically, it's so very important to use vulnerability and authenticity to connect with people and to be vulnerable and to be authentic. We also talked about the importance of physical fitness and physical strength to help support us to become the best leaders we can be. In my experience, we definitely need a strong mind to be mentally tough, to have grit, to have resilience, to go through the inevitable tough times that come with leading a team. It comes with life. By the same token, I'm better at dealing with those tough times emotionally and mentally when I do stay in shape and when I'm taking care of myself physically. And I think there's a really tight bond between those two things. So that was yesterday's topic. If you missed it, please check it out. The best place to find the replays here is, of course, whichever social media platform you're on right now, you can find all the replays. YouTube is definitely the best place to find them. And if you want a very simple website to go to, tristan.live will get you to my YouTube page, YouTube channel, and you can find all the replays there. But let's get into today's topic. And I want to talk more about the concept of mental toughness, of resilience, of grit that's required for us leaders of service-based teams. And I reckon the concept is all in the language. Inside the Culture is Everything Club, we've been having a theme, a deep dive into this idea this month. And call it what you will. Yes, you can call it fortitude. Yes, you can call it toughness. Yes, you can call it grit. Maybe it's coping or dealing with stress is the topic that we're talking about. But very rarely, in my experience, having been studying to be a leader and growing myself as a leader for a long time, almost 2 decades, have I seen the topic of mental toughness taught and dug deep into for us leaders. And I'm interested why. I'm interested why that might be. And part of the conversation that we've been having in the Culture is Everything Club is that, can you teach it? Is it possible to teach these concepts, these ideas of mental toughness? Or, Ives, I think it was you who raised the topic is, do you have to experience tough times and then respond with grit and resilience and toughness to be able to build the skills and understand the concept? And can you only build these skills by going through tough times? And that's a question I don't know the answer to. I'd love your thoughts on that idea. I'd love your concepts or your ideas, how you learn and how you cope with mental toughness challenges. And just for a bit of context, and this is by no means any research project or any sort of specific science behind this. This is just my interpretation. I like to think through a bit of a continuum. And that is that if mental toughness and strength and really forging on through tough times is at one end of a continuum, then in the middle would be what I'd call mental wellness. And that is that when we're taking care of ourselves and we're having some ups and downs, but we're able to self-correct and I guess, self-manage our challenges of our lives and of our businesses. And then at the far end of the continuum would be the specific mental health disorders and mental health diseases that we know. And that would be when people are really struggling with mental health challenges and require some management, require some input from professionals. And from the other two places are when it's more self-management, and mental toughness is hopefully when we can build those skills and strengthen those muscles to be able to cope with as many of life's challenges that does come at us. So that's the way I like to think of it. Do you think of it in a different way to that? Do you have a different way of organizing the concept of mental wellness and of mental toughness and mental health in your mind? I'm always open to being educated and schooled on things that I don't know as much about, but I'm interested and would love to know more. And so that's the sort of the background or the concept that I try and consider. And what I wanted to talk about today was what happens if we replace the words mental toughness with simply coping with stress, or maybe just maybe it's return on stress. Now think about that for a moment. Think about return on stress, and I'm drawing a link here from the well-researched and well-documented concept of return on luck that Jim Collins has written about extensively. Jim Collins' research suggests that all of us have got good times and tough times. We could possibly say we have a good luck sometimes, and sometimes we have really bad luck. The reality is how we respond to that luck or that event that could be categorized as good luck or bad luck is really the concept that he's researched. And he's found that people that are able to find a possibly bad luck event, adjust to it, respond, and turn it into a positive are the ones who can really create a fantastic positive return on luck. Now, with this idea, I'm interested to know whether we can build our mental toughness, our grit, our resilience, our dealing with stress situations by considering what is our return on stress. If we've got a stressful situation, like nearly everyone in the world at the moment, COVID is an ongoing stressful situation. Some days I really battle with getting up and getting going because there's just so many unknowns. By the same token, on the days where I choose this, there is so much out of my control, but what's in my control and how can I create a return on the stress that I'm getting at the moment, then maybe, just maybe, that helps me to forge on and also enables me to build the coping mechanisms and skills to be able to deal with this changing situation. And so that is our idea today. That is our idea for today. It's about the concept of how do you teach, how do you learn, how do you lead others into this area of building mental strength, of resilience and grit. And I wonder, what does it mean to you if we just adjust the language just a little bit and talk about coping with stress and maybe return on stress? Is that something that works for you? Does it change the thinking? What does it mean for you and for the people around you if we just consider that different approach to language? If you've got any questions or comments, please do write them in the chat. I'd love to receive your ideas. And of course, you can email me, tristan@tristanwhite.com.au. If you've just arrived, we're talking about the concept of building leaders, building mental toughness, grit, and resilience skills. And as we get towards the end, if there's no questions or comments, I might just leave this think big idea with you, and you can consider the act small approach that you can consider as to how we can apply this to your life and your team. But I just want to park one other idea, which might be a bit easier to get stuck into, and that is that if we want to learn how to cope with tough times and stress, then we can't always choose them in business and life, but we can choose them with our physical body and our physical fitness. And so if you want to put you want to teach your body and your mind to cope with more and more stress and challenge, then of course we can commit to a physical fitness regime that requires day after day of showing up, of training, possibly when you're sore, not when you're injured, but possibly when you're sore and you couldn't be bothered, you prefer to be doing something else. Then that is a way that we can cope and build these skills in a bit of a different way, but maybe, just maybe, you can experience what it's like to push on when the going gets pretty tough by considering your physical fitness along with your mental or emotional fitness. So there's just one other idea to consider. Now, I've got a couple of comments here. Carmel writes, return on stress, more resilience, more toughness on a personal level. I'm not sure how my team would respond to that. Yeah, good question. Carmel, I'm pleased you mentioned that. This is really about us leaders considering how can we improve our own return on stress. It's not really a concept, I don't think, that is to be included or to consider with our team just yet. I think we need to consider it, understand it, and possibly explore a bit more before we go discussing with the teams. Now, Jeffrey writes, I try to think, what are the opportunities in this and act on them? Yep, Jeffrey, I think that's a really great zoomed out approach, and that is a great strategy to help with getting a positive return on whatever luck or stress situation you've got. Matt writes, exercise for stress can be a two-edged sword. More stress, more exercise can put you into injury, illness, danger zone. Yeah, agreed, Matt. Of course, it's the physical fitness side of things needs to be a graduated improve. There's no one who suggests that going out, if you haven't been doing any physical exercise and doing 1,000 push-ups in the next week is a very good idea or anything like that. It's absolutely, Matt, you're a wise man to mention that. I really appreciate you not correcting, but just adding some value to that conversation there. So thank you very much. Alrighty, guys, this is Think Big, Act Small in August. Today is, let me see what today is, Wednesday, the 18th of August. Thank you for being here with me. And I appreciate, sorry, I was distracted for a moment because Matt just wrote another comment here. Let me just quickly grab that. A balance of physical and non-physical coping strategies works for you. Yep, Matt, it sounds like you're exploring this in great detail. You've been working through this for a long time, and you've got your physical and non-physical coping strategies, which builds that resilience and grit and mental toughness. That is experience, I reckon, Matt, that's helping you with that. And I'm wondering, how do we break this down to consider teaching it to people who are just starting on their journey of building mental toughness and resilience? So I think that's an important part of the journey. How do we really understand this? I'm not sure yet. I'm still trying to figure it out too. I definitely know that we need it for this concept of building a great place to work, a business that we can be proud of, that's purposeful, profitable, and sustainable. Alrighty, that's it. My name's Tristan White. I will see you same time, same place tomorrow, 8:45 a.m. Melbourne, Australia time. Between now and then, have a great day. Remember to think big and act small. See you then.